All right, let's get this shit over with. This just goes right here?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Make sure you smile.
Yeah, I will remember to smile.
No, smile like a normal person.
Hi, my name is Frank Whitebread and I represent KPMG. We heard you're looking for someone to evaluate the applications for your medical marijuana program. Now, you may know us as a global accounting and consulting firm, but we can do so much more for you. Now, not only are we great at hiding profits in offshore tax havens, well, not anymore, but we are also accomplished auditors who can both over and under evaluate your assets so your books look good until the impending litigation is over, or we pay another 7-figure fine to the SEC. Well, not anymore. Okay, Frank, clearly KPMG is capable of hiding millions of dollars in profits for multi-billion-dollar corporations. But does that make them qualified to evaluate and rank social justice applications in the Illinois cannabis market? It doesn't. But let me tell you why. We at KPMG don't believe in bias. So much so that our chairman says that unconscious bias is, quote, a load of crap. Well, that was our former chairman. He resigned shortly after making that statement earlier in 2021. But here at KPMG, we believe that not believing in something makes us even more qualified to judge social equity application that will determine the trajectory of the cannabis market for decades to come. How do we maintain the lack of bias in our evaluation process? We hire-ish underpaid, undertrained, out-of-state gig workers to evaluate the overly complex and confusing applications. This maximizes the profit for KPMG while keeping our investment in our evaluators low because they're not really our people. Gig workers? Really, Frank? KPMG is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why not use in-house professionals to do the evaluations? Shut up and listen. Through our vast network of corporate shills and our low investment in our gig workers, we can maximize the amount of plausible deniability to make sure that nobody is ever really held responsible. In fact, if you want to blame us, go right ahead. We've already been paid our $7 million no-bid contract and our gig workers will probably never work for us again. All right, are you ready for the best part? Do you know what your part is in all of this? Nothing. Nothing? Nothing. You see, you've already given us the second no-bid contract to evaluate the next round of applications. That's right. The same folks that have muddied the application process so much so that legislation gets bogged down in the courts for years are the same folks that are going to get us out of the trouble that we created. Doesn't that make you feel better? No. In fact, I feel worse. I mean, what about the folks who have invested and purchased land but can't build because of the holdup? Or the folks that can't afford their medicine because prices are so high because there's no competition? What about the manipulation of the social equity applications by well-funded private equity in an effort to circumvent this whole process? Or the exodus of homegrown talent to friendlier states, which has led to fewer tax revenues and a talent gap for the state of Illinois? Well, you ask too many questions and you probably shouldn't. The cannabis multi-state operators of Illinois have already made over $1 billion in profits. That's allowed them to consolidate their power over the market itself and expand into other states to probably do the same. Why fix what's not broken? Besides, what are you gonna do? Buy cannabis from somebody else or grow your own? We can edit that part out, right? In conclusion, you should just let the well-funded, well-connected white guys in the room determine the trajectory of the cannabis market of Illinois. It's worked so far, and why fix what's clearly broken? Thank you for your time, and you have no choice. All right, folks, that was the exciting conclusion of Season 2 of Cannabev. With this episode, I really wanted to point out the social equity application disaster on how that's all bogged down in the courts right now. A lot of good people have been hurt, from the folks that have invested into the social equity applications to the consumers and patients who are paying prices that are just way too high and completely unsustainable. This is my call to action to you good folks to contact your local state senators and let them know that you want them to move Bill 1443 forward. look, I know this legislation's not perfect. We need more cultivators to increase the supply so prices can start coming down and all of that. But I think this is a step in the right direction, and I implore you all to contact your state senator and let them know that you want Bill 1443 to move forward. Now, I want to thank all of my Talk and Toke guests: Sarah Sykes at sarah.rose.botanicals on Instagram and sarahrosebotanicals.com, Cannabis Critique on YouTube, Cole and Justine at the Chillinois podcast. You can find them at Chillinois on Instagram. Jason Wilson, MS, from the Curious About Cannabis podcast YouTube channel and Instagram. Nicole at that1model.nicole and Chicago Kush. State of Illinois, get Chicago Kush their license. This is homegrown talent. They grow great medicine. They should be doing business here as opposed to out west. And of course, Rebecca Abraham, RN BSN of Acute on Chronic, who can be found at Acute on Chronic on Instagram and at www.acuteenchronic.com. And a few other thank yous. Thank you, Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studio Arts, Keith at Tala Coffee Roasters, Curtis and Alina White, Brendan Frank, and of course my significant other for tolerating me making the nerdiest cannabis content on the interweb. Folks, thank you. Thank you so much for your support, for your likes, your comments. I really honestly feel like I've met some incredible people, and I didn't know what to expect when I first started, but it's been an amazing growth period for me, and it wouldn't be possible without you good folks, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much for it. I'm going to take a few weeks off. Got to work on a few infrastructure things for the channel itself, but I will be back shortly. Next season, I hope to do my first remote, meet more of you great folks, and of course, sample, some more great products and tell you all about my experience. People, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll catch you at the next episode.